Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. This is meteorologist Brad Panovich with your ski southeast forecast as we go into the big holiday weekend. A lot of folks hitting the slopes, saw a lot of folks on the webcams today at Sugar Beach, Winter Place, all the way up to Snowshoe. Pretty good skiing today, considering we had some pretty mild temperatures. Even saw the snow guns on in a couple locations, and I think we're going to still make snow tonight. And here's why. We've got a little area of high pressure parked over the southeast, so really cold air over most of the southeast, at least for tonight. Now, it's going to be one of those inversion type setups, so we're going to have warmer temperatures at the summit than we are at the base, so we may be making snow at the bottom, not so much at the top. We've got a storm system that's going to be heading our way for Christmas Eve. Unfortunately, it looks like it's relatively a wet system. We're not looking at a lot of snow with it, though I do think in West Virginia and Virginia, we're going to see a little bit of snow. This is going into Christmas Eve morning, so this is Saturday morning, and you see the cold front approaching. The thing we're going to see ahead of this is a pretty big warm up, it looks like, at least initially, and a really cold rain in here. Temperatures probably in the 40s and 50s, marginal temps up here, so likely going to see mostly rain. So the good news is at least there's snow on the ground that was made over the last week or so, with snow being made tonight. I think we're going to be okay for the first half of the weekend, but make no bones about it, there's a pretty significant warm-up coming just after Christmas Day. We'll go into Christmas Eve. You can see the backdoor front that's going to be sliding down. This is a little backdoor front that's going to be moving down from the north and east. So this is going to give us a little bit of that wedge that we see in the southeast occasionally for Christmas Day. And I'll put this out all the way to Christmas morning here. So this is at 7 a.m. And the first thing you know is we've got high pressure moving over eastern Canada. That high right up in here is actually going to pull at least some cold air temporarily. And I say cold, it's cooler. Everybody else here in the middle of the country is going to be basking in temperatures in the 60s and 70s for Christmas Day, while the southeast at least will be a little bit above average, maybe near average in a lot of locations. But eventually that wedge is going to break down, and we're going to see the warm-up ensue starting early next week. I mean, there's really no way to get around this. This is a pretty significant warm-up once we get past Christmas Day. We go to Christmas, the day after Christmas, we start to see southerly winds develop, and you see the cold front back here, but this is all southwest wind, so this is going to blowtorch most of the southeast, which will give us pretty warm temperatures for the beginning of next week. So not the most ideal conditions to start that very important week between Christmas and New Year, but it's not all bad news, because as we look towards the end of the week, we start to see the cold air start to reestablish itself and move down. And we've got another storm system that's going to be heading our way, it looks like by next Thursday or Friday. So let's go out to next Thursday morning. Pretty big storm system. Looks wet right now, though I do think we will see a little bit of a mix in some locations of West Virginia, but this is a pretty wet, warm pattern for most of next week. I'm talking Monday through Thursday. But once we get through Thursday night into Friday, Arctic air starts to spill back into the U.S., and you can see where this source region is. This is coming straight out of Canada, so we're picking up moisture now from the Great Lakes, and we're looking at probably our first significant northwest flow snow event going into New Year's weekend. So we're going into Thursday night. This is Friday morning, next Friday morning, and you can see up and down the entire chain of the Appalachians, all the way from central PA down to North Carolina. We've got your first bona fide northwest flow event, and this is the ideal position of the flow. It's coming straight out of the northwest. We're picking up moisture from most of the Great Lakes, which are still wide open. Pretty strong system in the northeast, and this is actually going to lay down, I think, some decent snows going into the new year. So let's go into New Year's Eve morning. That northwest flow event will slowly be tapering off a little bit. And let's look at how much snow, at least the GFS model, is going to throw down on us. I think we're probably looking at totals probably up in West Virginia approaching maybe 4 to 5, 6 inches, and down in North Carolina maybe 1 to 3 inches. And again, that depends on how much melting we're going to see. Now, as far as cold temperatures long term, obviously I talked about the warm up, and here's that warm up. This is next week, and it's just, you could see the whole eastern and southeastern part of the country basking in a big December thaw. And really, this is really warm weather for this time of year. But here's that cold air I talked about. We go towards the end of next week, and we'll go out towards Thursday, and you could see the cold air coming down out of Canada. Notice it's starting to build up again. Remember, there was a lot of snowpack laid down here early in the month, as well as up in northern Canada and parts of Alaska and Siberia. So there is a source region for cold air. It's just going to take a while to get down here. And so we've got probably a 4 or 5 day thaw before things start to cool off going into the new year. And looking long range, that cold air looks like it's going to start moving again. So this is a good sign. While you don't see a ton of cold air over the southeast here and into the new year just yet, the fact that we're building up a lot of cold air up here in western Canada, central Canada, the northern plains, definitely is going to give us a shot for some colder air. So right now it looks like a pretty good start to the holiday weekend, at least initially, because of snowmaking. It's going to end warm after Christmas Day. It looks like a pretty significant warm-up. So if you have plans to go skiing next week, call ahead. Looks like pretty warm, wet weather until we get to New Year's weekend. I think going into New Year's weekend, we're going to have great conditions starting Thursday night into Friday and Saturday and probably New Year's Day as well. All three of that next weekend is actually looking really good as far as snowmaking and northwest flow. So we're going to have the combination of cold air and some natural snow for the first time really all season long in the southeast. So hope you have a great holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to everybody out there. Enjoy the weekend, hit the slopes, and as always, next week, think snow. Say a little prayer that we get some more snow going into the new year, at least next week early. It's not going to look promising, but trust me, the new year will turn over a new leaf and the pattern is going to change again.